Welcome, welcome, welcome. Thank you for joining me, Debz Cooper, Global Stressologist, here today to talk about, I think this is working. Here today to talk about what to do when you have a champagne lifestyle on a bare salary. Yes, fabulous to have you here. Thank you for joining me. As I said, I would love to know if you're here watching live or if you're here in a replay and where you are in the world. That would be fabulous. Thank you. So, what to do when you have a champagne lifestyle on a bare salary? Oh, I was told I had a champagne lifestyle on a bare salary, and I'm sure somebody or you've heard this saying before because it's actually quite common. So, for me, rather than adjusting my lifestyle, I just chose to up my bare salary to a champagne salary. Simple. Well, I thought it was simple until I started telling people, and they were like, is this really what you do and how it's done? So let me talk to you about that. So you actually must know what you desire, because if you don't know what you desire, how will you achieve it? That's a pretty simple for anything in life. If you don't know what you desire, how are you ever going to achieve it? Hi, beautiful. Thanks for joining me all the way from the other side of the world. So when you make that decision, so I asked my team and they gave me a couple of questions here. So when you made that decision, how did it transform my finances and my life? And I thought this is a great one to start this off. So the first one was trust. Trust is a massive, massive, massive one that has to happen for us. So trust is your best friend. And unless you understand it, it also can be your worst enemy. So your confidence starts with trust. Trust is the deeper you go, the richer your experience will be. So trust is a building block for taking those important steps into action, and trust is a vital recipe for love. It's totally vital for love. When we trust, life changes. We don't hold on to others' opinions. Without it, we cannot experience true fulfillment with others. You know what I'm talking about. Instead, what lies beneath are only empty promises that will leave you feeling more heartbroken than ever before. So you know what trust is and how important it is. You know what's happened to you in the past. You know where you're going to go in the future. You know that trust is so, so important. And when we know what that is, as I said, trust is your best friend, but if you don't understand it, it can also be your worst enemy. There's 3 levels of trust. And when I talk about the levels of trust, there's self, there's others, and there's the universe. And the universe I reference as the bigger picture. So when I talk about self, I say trust is a virtue we can use to find trust in a situation. So trust for yourself is something that you find truth in your situation. When we think about others in trust, we have to have that trust in others that they're going to make the right decision. When we talk about trust in others, we talk about we have to trust them to know that they are going to make the right decision. And I'm going to say that again, trust in others that they will make the right decision. Because like I said, there's self-trust, that I'm going to find the truth in any situation, that I'm going to be okay, that it's okay. I trust myself in this situation. Others, I trust them that they're going to make the right one. And then the last one, which is, I say the universe, you can call it whatever you want, the bigger picture. The bigger picture is, you have things like, you say things like, it'll be okay. I know it's going to work out. I know I'm safe. It's going to be okay. And that is trust in the bigger picture. So trust is so, so, so incredibly vital for any decision in your finances and in life. Let's get real, and in life. So trust is a belief. If I was to say trust is a belief. Now there's a difference in your trust with your head and your heart. So there's a difference between here and there's a difference between here. So when you think about trust in your head, you can tell it anything. So we know with our head, as I hear my accent, I know with our head You can tell it anything and you can believe it. You can tell your mind anything and you can work around your head and you can believe it or not believe it. If you do enough mind work, you can definitely flick from this side to this side. You can flick from positive to negative and beyond. So that's the head. But in your heart, it has trust 100% of the time. Your heart will have 100% trust of the time. So there's a decision between the trust in the head and the trust in the heart. We can do any mindset work around trust in the head, but it's your heart that is wiser to use to make all the decisions. So when we think about that, you're probably going to go, well, how do I trust? How do you trust? How do you trust? How do you trust people? How do you trust yourself? How do you trust the universe? So there's definitely strategies that can work out that trust. There's absolute strategies that can work out that trust. And as you know, 2020 has been very different for everyone. As you know, with 2020, has been very different. So with that trust, we have evolved, changed. Things have changed so much without us even thinking about it. And we've learnt to pivot more than anything. And pivot is just such a simple word for it. So life can change so quickly, and it's important to have a plan for those changes. It's really important to have a plan for those changes. So when you have that trust, you must believe. And I know trust is one word and believe is another, but when you believe you are worthy and you believe in your heart, that is where trust sits. So you must believe and trust, but you must believe that you are worthy of whatever is happening to you or not happening to you at this time. One of my team asked me, is this a mindset that you install in your clients as well? They're like, is this what you do with your clients? So the answer there is yes. Yes, 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 yes in capitals, yes in pom-pom moments, yes. So we go to past stories that you're holding on to. There are definitely past stories that you hold on to. We have emotional blocks that have attached to you, and those stories are often from others. You've seen or you've heard something, even when it's just TV or anything like that, you've seen and heard it, or it's happened to you in a family or at work or anything, and you've gone, oh, that's a past story, and you hold on to that. It's like fluff and lint on your clothes that you go past someone, you brush, or you pick up a dog, a hairy dog, and suddenly you've got that stuff on you, that hair. That's a part of past stories that are attached to you. So we have those, and you hold on to them. Instead of picking it off and flicking off that dog hair, we hold on to it. So the emotional blocks that have attached to you from others, we can work around those things. So when I clear those in you, I clear those from a core level, which is your heart and deeper, a core level, not just your head level. Because anyone you can work with can change your mindset. Anyone can say, this is black, this is white, and all you see is orange. And if they do enough talking, there's convincing, there's stretching, there's all these things. If they do enough talking to you, all of a sudden you can go, gosh, that is red. But when I was here, I saw it as black. And the more you talked, I saw it as grey, and then I saw it as white, and I saw it as pink. But now it's red, and I can clearly see that as red. So anybody can work from your head, and they are the emotional blocks that can change you. So be cautious of that, of what your head tells you, and doesn't tell you. So when we do this, we build, say we, it's you and me, we build trust in your heart, and that is where the golden nuggets truly are. So when you build trust in your heart, you can feel it. You can feel it. And it's not just see it, you can actually feel it within your core, and it's right there. So when you have that trust in yourself, there's yourself, others, and your universe, when you see that trust and you can feel it inside you, you walk taller. You walk taller, your shoulders are back, and you have certainty about yourself. But it's not an arrogant certainty, it's actually, I know what I'm out here for, and this is what I desire, and I know I can have this. Yes. So you have a belief about others is really important, because you can read through their BS. You can see what's going on with them, and you can read through that stuff. So you have that belief when you have true trust around who you are and what's around you. So your knowing in life is strong. And that is probably the easiest thing of saying your knowing in life is strong. And so it's strong enough that if others try to pop your bubble, or they try and filtrate their stuff in, or they try and do something, they can't, because you're so strong in who you are as a person around you that you are sitting inside a bubble that is protected from those outside people. But you don't need to be protected when you sit in your heart. You just see them as is. You love them for who they are, but you also love yourself, and you know where you're going. So let me know if that makes sense to you. The other thing is, I was asked about what other mindsets do I teach my clients. And so when I think about that, I teach them, I love that people are working around me right now, if you can hear the old construction. I love the things that you can teach people, and that is, one is really, really important. Like I just said a little bit then, it's about letting go of the stories from others. You hear them, but you don't let to stick to them like a non-attachment. So that dog can brush past you with their hairy fur and it doesn't stick to you. It's like you've got something, a film around you that the hair doesn't stick. So that's really important. So this is one of the things I teach to my clients, is how to let go of those stories from others. You can watch a movie. You don't need to cry, because what it is, you see it as a movie. You see it as actors, actresses. Now, I'm not saying something wrong with crying at movies, but I'm just saying you're not attached to those stories and you're not letting them affect your day-to-day world. One of the other things is to empower yourself, because you are the top priority. You are the absolute top priority in life. If you're not functioning, you're no good to anyone, and you're no good to yourself. So that's really important. So you are the top priority. And any area of your life, any area that you zone out in, disempowered in, anything that just makes you go, oh, I can't do this, anything like this is too hard, someone else will fill that crack in, and they're going to take your power away. So it's really important to empower yourself, because you are the top priority. I point to you and say you are the top priority, but really, I'm the top priority in my world, and you are the top priority in your world. So one of the other fabulous things is about own the situation you're in. And it's really, and I know I've talked about own your shit, ownership, ownership. And one of the things is you must own the situation you're in. No matter what situation you're in, you are there for a reason. Own it, and then you can move forward. But you cannot move forward unless you can go, I am stuck where I am, or I am loving where I am, or I do not want to be here. If you do not own the situation you're in, you cannot take that step forward. I've stalled the car. I don't know how to go forward. Okay, I own it. I've stalled the car. What do? I now have to breathe, think about it, start the car, and start again. So it's really important to own the situation you are in. One of my favorite things is gratitude. And gratitude is around being grateful for everything. And when I say everything, I truly mean everything. Be grateful that I have some noise outside. Be grateful that I have the sun in my surroundings. Be grateful that I'm sitting in a car that's incredibly hot and I'm going to have to come out of here and I'm going to be sticky. Be grateful for anything and everything. When you have true gratitude in your heart, your world changes. Your money mindset changes, but your world around you changes. So it's not just your money mindset. Your whole physical will change the more grateful you are for things. There's another thing called humble and ego. And when I say humble and ego is massive. And it's massive with financial situations. It is so big. And I'm not talking about swinging your wallet around to impress people. None of that sort of stuff. Humble is humble. This is who I am. This is what I can give. This is what I keep for myself, etc. Humble is humble. We all know what humble is. Ego is, I'll pay for that. I'll pay for that. Look at me, look at me, look at me. Now, we know when you sit in ego and you do any financial transactions, any financial champagne or beer, any financial transactions, you will get burnt in the long run. You will go down financially, because when you're sitting in that situation, The only way is to go down when you are, because you're not respecting what you have, you're not being grateful for what you have, and the universe or yourself or others is going to take you down a few pegs. One of the other things is value yourself. Now, I know I said empower yourself, but value yourself. And when I say value yourself, it includes paying yourself first. You must pay yourself first. But remember the humble, not the ego, meaning you pay yourself first. But don't be a dick and go and buy a jet ski when you have debt to pay. That's not humble. So if you pay yourself first, yes, I'm paying myself first for this, this, and this, or to go into my savings or something like that, $2 a week or whatever it is for you, whatever it is, don't be a dick and go out and buy some crazy stuff, because that's definitely not humble. Remember the humble, remember the ego. So value yourself. And the last one I'm going to say is debt. D-E-B-T, debt. Is important to love that debt. See the service it provides you and others. Love that debt, and it will slowly come. You're going to have to pay it off as well. Don't just think I'm going to sit here and love that debt and it's disappearing, because hello, that ain't going to happen. So when you have debt, you must love that debt and see the service it provides you and others. So that is me talking about what to do when you have a champagne lifestyle on a bare salary. Thank you for joining me. A special mention to my beautiful Amandas. Where are you in the world right now? Who's put a whole lot of notes up here for people who decide to mute this video and just watch me and read my lips. Thank you for having your input. Thank you, Rachel, for joining, and all those ones who are going to watch later on. I really appreciate you. That is what you do when you have a champagne lifestyle on a bare salary. If you have any messages or would love some help with this, please just message me. Just message me. Don't get yourself into a pickle. Be grateful for what you have. Be grateful that I'm here and can totally help you with this situation. Jump on a call with me. We can go from there. But thank you. I would love you to enjoy your champagne lifestyle on a champagne salary. That's Debz Cooper, Global Stressologist, signing off for my weekly video. Bye.